Hi guys, this is Adira, and I'm coming to you guys today on the topic that Karina posted earlier on Monday, where she asked, did we think that men took up more space than they should opposed to women? And I have to say, for me, I don't think that's true. And that's because of my experiences and what I've seen with my male family members as well as males that I've interacted with in like random settings like airplanes or schools or buses and things like that. And I think, well, first of all, I have my teacup because I feel like this is a hot chocolate topic. And I have to say, as an individual, I always feel as if issues like this are more of a person by person thing that you have to look at. Because I honestly feel like this is more of a rude person thing to do as opposed to a male versus female type of thing. Because I know in the case of my male family members, my brothers, or my brother, my father, and my male cousins and uncles, I always saw them sort of like give up their seat for women and make sure that the women around them had enough space. And I know that could come from the southern aspect of my family because most of my family is from the south of America or southern America. And also just like the fact that like my grandfather, he was really adamant about the treatment of women and making sure that every male around him knew how to sort of interact with women in a sort of proper manner. So like they couldn't sit down if an elder or another woman was without a seat. They couldn't sort of be loud and talk about raunchy topics if he was around, because it was improper and it wasn't the thing to do. And in terms of space, like my father and my brother, because I am the shortest member of my family, they always make it a point to ask me, like, do I have enough space? And I'm usually in the back seat, so like my father will say, am I on your legs? And if I am, being that he's like 6'2" maybe, he'll scrunch up to give me more space. Now I say, no, I don't need any more space because I don't. But also I guess there are times when I say that and it's more because like I don't want to cause a rift, and not just with him but like with anybody. So I can see that part of the issue, like not taking your fair amount of space, but I think that's more because of the person I am as opposed to me being a woman. And I also have to say, sort of like, Karina, maybe it was because you were going to like a city, no offense to New Yorkers, but I know like from Detroit there are people who weren't taught like my male cousins and my male family members, where they sort of just like take whatever they want, and that's once again a rude thing, but also sort of like a regional thing. Like in the north, it's more of like a me aspect, like me, myself, and I. So they'll take their space, your space, and anybody else's space if it's beneficial to them. Because I know coming from like the north to the south, I've had people when I'm on airplanes, like male and female, ask me, do you have enough space? Am I taking your armrest? And I know for me as an individual, I've also seen where like the first time I flew or the second time I flew abroad, this woman like sat in my lap the whole way from like, I guess it was Philadelphia all the way to Italy, and I was like, you're in my lap, please move. And like the man next to me had to tell her, ma'am, can you please move up your seat? We don't have any space back here. And even the flight attendant sort of was like, you can switch, but I can't do anything about it. So I think it's really one of those things that's like a person by person basis, but also if the person is rude or doesn't have any concept of, I guess, consciousness toward other people. And that's really sad, but in this world, you have to just keep to yourself, not keep to yourself because that's a bad thing to say, but like you just have to be conscious of what you're doing and make sure people give you respect and make sure you ask for it. So like next time, I said if you're in one of those cases, either ask them to move verbally and not like just shove each other, because that can get taxing for a whole flight, or I suggest that you ask the flight attendant, are there any more seats? Because sometimes if you're in those cases, the flight attendant will make sure that you get a better seat, and you can even get a seat in first class. I know that's happened to my friends where like they were flying to Texas and they basically got a free first class seat because something was happening with the passengers beside them and around them, and like they didn't feel comfortable. And I guess it's one of those things. And also, your situation is why I don't like to sit in the middle. Because one, I'm claustrophobic, and two, I don't like being between people I don't know. But that's just me. In terms of updates for my life, oh, also your videos. I thought it was so interesting about the Tesla car, Molly, because it sounds like the little cars, and it reminded me of how they're like tipping the hybrids in some places. And I know that's bad to say, but like the image of just like tipping a car is really weird, because when I think of cars, I think of like heavy duty trucks and things like that, and just the idea that people are going around and tipping them is weird. But I think a Tesla car would be cool, and sometimes you can just go and ask if you can test drive it, and people will be okay about that. And then, on the case of Carly Rae, you and your Kit Kats, I'm so happy for you, because I just couldn't do it. The $5.99, it wouldn't allow me to do it, even though I tried to think, well, $5.99 is going to get you two, but then I was like, I don't even know if I like cookies and cream flavor, and what do I do with chocolate in the middle of summer? So maybe I'll try again, and maybe they'll get other flavors, but it looked like they were pretty much just stacking those, so I don't know. And then, in case of my workout, it's still going strong, and I'm going to go back today and probably tomorrow and do another spinning class. So on the weekdays, they're only an hour or 45 minutes, so I'm looking forward to those, and hopefully I can get back to where I do one in the morning and one in the evening like I used to do. That would be fun, but cheers to you all. I'll see you guys later, and see you guys next week. Bye.